On Wednesday, President Trump announced his new pick for National Security Advisor, and that's Robert O'Brien. Do you think O'Brien is a good choice for this position?
Well, I don't know Mr. O'Brien personally, so I don't want to insult him greatly or anything. He would not have been my pick. I'll put it that way, and let me say why. The problem with Mr. O'Brien is that he is like so many other people that we see uh, picked to go into these positions of authority. And essentially, he's a lawyer, which, and again, not a criticism of lawyers, but it's what they represent and who they are and how they think and how they view the world that to me is the issue. And so I think he'll be an okay advisor to the president of the United States. I wouldn't say he's a negative, but I don't think he's what the president needs. And what he's lacking um, isn't politicians. And essentially, this guy's another politician. He's surrounded by politicians. Everybody up there is a politician for the most part, a few minor exceptions. But what he needs is somebody that's not a politician. What he needed in that position, from my perspective, is an operator, somebody who's actually done all this stuff. That guy can move pieces around the map and he can say, oh, yeah, we need 10 of these over here. Let's send the fleet this way, all that stuff. But you need somebody who's been underneath it, that's been those boots on the ground on the real earth, on the real planet, who's been moved around by those politicians, so they can look at it and say, oh, no, that's a dumb idea. This is where you need to be. This would be effective. That would not be effective. And an operator, somebody that could look at the president and go, Mr. President, I've done that 3 times. That's not going to work. And, who's really done those things. Now, lawyers never really done any of those things. Not that lawyers don't do things, but they don't have that ground truth capability that an operator could bring to the table. So a military or intelligence or anybody who's been on the ground operating, doing the real life stuff, is who the president needs in that position, and he doesn't have it. And I don't think that's something that's necessarily recognized by the president, because again, he comes from a different background. That background of his is very, very valuable. I'm not belittling that in any way, shape, or form. It's extremely valuable overall, big win for all of us. But everybody has their blind spots because their experience is by definition limited. Nobody knows everything. So this is one of those areas where intelligence, I think, is behind the curtain. National security advisor needs to be somebody who not is an intelligence professional, and I don't count sitting on the oversight committee is not an intelligence professional. Being on a staff is not an intelligence professional. Those guys are bureaucrats. They're not operators. They're not intelligence professionals. They are intelligence consumers. Now, there's utility to that as well. But reading intelligence reports is great. Well, I've written thousands of intelligence reports. I'm where they come from. This is the operator. Those are the consumers. So that's where the president needs to draw from more and more, not less and less. And basically, everybody that was an operator was cleaned out of the NSC, and anyone who's around the president and national security have all been cleaned out. So there aren't any. Well, that's a mistake. Those guys need to be brought back, bring new ones in, start bringing in those sorts of guys that have actual experience, not, sitting in an office discussing what the laws are over it, but the people who've done those things. Those are the guys that the president needs around him, and just doesn't have a single one. So I'm while I'm not, anti Robert O'Brien, I just think he was the wrong choice. He's another typical bureaucrat, lawyer, politician. Just not anybody that's really going to do much of anything that's helpful.